Okay, there we are. So it is bit by bit, we do what we can as and when. This is from a little tiny bit of work. I tend to shy away from the too heavy work because it's easy at my age to get an injury, and with the state of that wheelbarrow there, it makes things very difficult. So I just shifted a little around here, hoping to be able to get this filled in. The reason for that is when I reverse to be able to get out, I reverse the Raptor. If it goes down into the mud, it then carries that onto the concrete, and you can see what a mess it all becomes. So, as I've said on previous videos, what in that corner there, we're going to level that ground coming out maybe 15 or 20 feet and enclose it so that it's off-road parking, and a gate there will take the slightly elevated drive into the garage, which we've now had that cleared. All of this has all been cut down with a couple of guys and the weed whacker and some other helpers. That's a problem with those big windows there. You can see that first window has been cracked by one careless guy doing the weed whacking. So all of this looks to me like it may have to come down slightly and level, so we can use some of that soil that comes off there and bring it here. So it's going to have to go up a little, and then when we get to those first two bays, it's going to come out, and that will be off-road parking, because we'll bring it out to here, we'll bring it out level to here, and that will almost level, because it will take an enormous amount of infill. So we'll bring the wall here, then there'll be able to be a couple of cars parked off there, and then in the gate, sliding gate, a much lighter one than we've got over there, we'll be able to slide it onto that wall. And if we don't open the full gate, then we'll have a small pedestrian size door within the gate, and then down and into the garage, which I really look forward to having. But that's in the future, as and when we have the funds. And then I'd like to close these gates, get the bottom sealed in, get the metal work done on the bottom. We have a problem with stray dogs. May sound like a very small, or for a foreigner it probably would be a very small thing, but here 15 dogs is a marauding group. So this is work in progress. One of the things that you have to reconcile you with is how Filipino workers will leave a site without cleaning up, without attending to things. So they've left this here, and you see the pipe work over there. The orange pipe work is to contain the electrics, which are going to go out there. So we had the guys with the weed whackers come, and they cleaned all this up. Obviously they're not there to move stuff like this, but they've cleaned up as best they could, and pretty good job as well. In the future, of course, when this is concreted, this will be a concreted roadway that will go right into here for some parking, and long term, in the far distant future at the moment, is that would be a pool there that would be exclusive for people staying in this part, the inn. Right, so obviously when that happens, this will have to have some kind of a retaining wall, because that wall goes down into the ground there, so we can't just keep taking it away because the wall would go. So another short wall, waist height, chest height wall will have to go in right along there and down, and something that's not too ugly as well. So that's what's happening here, and there's a lot of land there for infill, which with the right resources, a truck that we're prepared to use for that. I'm not prepared to use the Raptor for moving soil like that. We made that mistake with the Kia and used it to move gravel and stuff like that. It very quickly ruins the truck. So that of course is a shed that we've built for, that's the red one. That contains the building materials which are still to be used here. So all of this of course will have to be made good as well. So we've got to clear up all of this trash, get it looking a little bit better from the road. You can see the weed whackers they're not there to clear up trash. This is how they left it. I'll have to go in and get all of that done. See, so that's where we're up to right now. The electrics, that's all has to be flat coated and smoothed off, capped off there, and a finish look on it. The lights have gone in here, as have gone in over here as well, and we've had a similar kind of pillar mounted light, which looks very nice from the road. Unfortunately, you have to, as a foreigner, I have to battle the Filipino mindset of light is a waste. So that's why you'll often pass a very grand house and it will have one light outside, because Filipinos think frugally when it comes to electricity, which is quite expensive here, but I'll hope to make a change on that so that we actually have the place looking very nice from the road. Lots of work, I know, and we're well aware of that, and we get what we can done, and in doing so we provide work for people who need to put food on the table for their families. So you can see we had quite nice lights here, and what I really had to push the fact that we should have those on at night rather than that one light hanging there. I said, looks terribly Filipino, Beth, and she finally gave in to it. And now this is funny, look, we've gone through all this trouble to make things look very nice, and the government come in and they put their sign, it says, do not deface until February 2027. That's got to be there until 2027. Go figure. So I like to do a little bit of work, not to kill myself there, because it gives me an excuse to come out without my shirt on and get a bit of sun, which I think is a good idea. So just to show you the rest of the cleanup that we have had, it does make a huge difference. Here, this will be the area up to the stage. Stage is planned for a coffee bar setup with a little place there where the coffee can be made and given to customers. And then it's a stage for when we decide we'll put on some extravaganza. For now, this is looking so much better, but for the sub that suggested we should have a lawn, you take a look at it now that it's cut down, and you can see that a a lawn would be a little bit above the pay grade for this particular piece of land. Anyway, this is destined in the future, when we're in much richer status, we'll have a small pool put in there because Beth just loves to be in the water. So there we are, a quickie look, and bit by bit, it will come along.